operators and see just how everything's going to unfold here today between NoX Gaming and INTZ Esports. Again, NoX is on that attack side, INTZ is on defense, and we are going to have the bomb site go, I believe that is downstairs. No, it is not. It is Kitchen and Trophy.
The Kitchen Trophy going to be the starting bomb site. No surprise. No surprise at all. This is, for almost every single team in the Pro League, they prefer to go to Kitchen Trophy. There are one or two, and none of them spring to mind that do prefer the basement. But again, none of them spring to mind because they're usually not that successful. Anyway, so on this map, putting the castle barricades and the reinforcements upstairs towards the hallway, it's going to give them a lot of maneuverability upstairs, which normally we don't actually see a lot of. I'd say I would argue that most of the time when teams are wanting to defend on Kitchen Trophy, they like to, yeah, maybe they'll put a couple players upstairs, but they play them really fluid. They don't like to commit to it because it's a big risk. If the attackers take control of the top floor, the round is basically over. The argument against that is if the attackers take control of the top floor and you haven't invested them upstairs, the round is still basically over for the defenders. So the conversation there is ongoing, of course. It's really up for debate as to which is the better strategy. Clearly here, though, we are having INTZ favor investment of the top floor.
Yeah, which is those Silence and FK are both going to be up there. And so looking at here, we are going to be witnessing, I think it's GZN. He's coming in from the west entrance out by the front lawn. Hugzord coming back over towards the campfire spawn. Leipzord as well, working his way over here. Now this seems to be a pretty, call it pretty standard push onto the trophy where they're going to take on the top floor from master bedroom balcony first. They're going to lay a little bit of pressure onto that trophy room window.
Yeah, Ninja's getting heavily flashed out in this position. It looks like NoX is just looking for their opportunities to push in here, and they are going to get one frag onto FK. That's a very good start.
Yeah, King picking up the first kill of the round.
But yeah, they're just looking for their opportunities, and all of those opportunities that they're trying to find are surrounding the main B window. This is abnormal, absolutely, kind of typical to NoX style, where they're investing so very heavily on one little tiny window.
Yeah,
they haven't even taken control over the top floor yet, not really, at least not noticeably. You still got Silence in Master.
All he has to do is just hop on out. He might pick up one or two kills.
Oh, it's the Candela strat.
Boats are going to go in. This is going to be a fairly straightforward strategy. And he's actually going to pick off one kill. The C4, though, from Ninja is going to light him on up. And that's going to be Diffuser. Now, where has Diffuser gone?
Diffuser was down inside the bomb site, as you can see there.
There it is, yes.
And the smokes have dissipated, the Candelas are out, which means that this strategy has fallen flat on its face. But at the same time, the man advantage is in the favor of NoX. They could bring this back. Even without strategy, if you get enough refrags, it doesn't really matter.
There's Thermite. He's thrown right under the shelving unit, get injured and killed off in the process, as well as King is just one after the other. And unfortunately for NoX Gaming, they've just thrown that lead. It's now a 3-on-2, 3-on-1. GZN last man alive in a 3-on-1 here. 20 seconds to go. He's going to be outside of that kitchen lobby. He's got to work his way in. And unfortunately, he's going to have a wonderful crossfire set up by INTZ. And there's going to be the shot. A good trade, though. And it looks as though INTZ Esports will take home round number 1.
Yeah, good job there to INTZ, but honestly, I have to attribute that loss of the round to NoX a little bit there. I mean, what did they do? They stacked up on the B window. They're clearly, the plan was to use Candelas as a strategy, and I loved the way they did it. By the way, I just want to say, excellent idea there, NoX. I really do like the execution. What they did is they used the Candelas, and they didn't throw them deep. Well, they did throw one deep, but the majority of the other two got thrown very, very close, and they detonated mid-air right next to the trophy wall, which is where you would typically see where we saw Ninja, in this instance, hold a vault in through the window. The problem is flashbangs, and we talked about this earlier when we were discussing Oregon, what was the best operator to use to disable the mirror window inside of Oregon, small closet on the basement hold, when they're pushing into the main lobby, drop down. And we, you know, I was saying that, you know, you can use the smoke grenades and the Candelas to disrupt the hold, but ultimately, if someone's throwing a C4 or smoke grenade, they can do that blind. They know where they need to land that smoke grenade or C4 or what have you, and in this instance, it did end up killing the Ying as she aggressed in. a good C4 toss there by Ninja. He may have been even fully blind.
I think the Candelas could have been used a lot more efficiently. In the sense that
I really like the way that they use the Candelas.
What I would have done in that sense is I would have put one to 3-second delay, thrown it into trophy. I would have then run over to the kitchen window, tossed in 2 instants to get the people in dining and in kitchen. Have someone else go for that diffuser plant. Throwing 3 inside a trophy, you're not getting anyone that's going to be covering all down range by the dining table.
True, less flashy but more efficient. What they did end up doing was like because you could tell that they were very like pre-aimed, predetermined Candelas. And that is really cool, but it is, I agree, it really didn't get the job done. I feel like they were also kind of using those Candelas like they were smoke grenades, which is, yeah. But here you go, INTZ now on the next round. They are on round up, and they are looking to open up the small garage. Good to see some grenades coming out, and or Candelas, I believe those were.
He shot the Candela mid-roll. Yeah. Wonderful job by King. It looks as though garage will still get opened up, even though the Candelas didn't go off.
Mirror window is going to be placed on that wall, which will give them plenty of control over the small garage, despite it having been open. Not really much having been done for INTZ in this round. On that last round, again, like also it was another thing is like NoX really didn't invest in the upstairs take, which is a little disheartening. I feel like they could have disabled the position that Ninja was using very easily if they had just taken top floor. They also could have gotten a kill onto the bandit who was holding up there. But again, that's far afield now at this point, as we are half into this round, and INTZ is looking to aggress into this snowmobile garage. They are putting a lot of attention towards the wine cellar hallway, which leads me to believe they're likely to go for a bar take as well, get that bar drop open.
I will say though that I did not realize.
Wow.
You
okay.
could shoot a rolling Candela.
Yeah, it's because it's an electronic to an extent. But yeah, so an early kill there onto FK. Nobody from INTZ droned out Master. What a surprise. Yeah, this is an example of a little bit of an oversight, and it is something worth talking about because due to that oversight, this attack is going to be slowed down significantly. It only takes a couple extra seconds to drone out Master and Office and assure yourself that it's clear. If there's a mute charge, which I'm sure there was, given that I was playing mute upstairs, then you know there's someone there. It's not even a question at that point. You won't know exactly where, but you'll know they're there. And you saw that Twitch FK get caught completely off guard. Is this going to be a smoke plant? There's no way.
It can't be. All it's going to be is just open up that mirror window.
What?
Poorly tossed gas grenade. The first
that
one didn't go its way.
That was a huge mistake. He has a shotgun with 7 bullets. He could have made a crouch hole very easily close to the mirror window. They even already have one. But he could have made one close to the mirror window and prevented that diffuse plant, which wasn't even happening.
Now here comes out the Candela. Gas grenade is going to go in. Silence actually going to go close up onto the wall. C4 comes out, gets a double C4 kill from Saya. That's going to be a 3K for him on the mark. Silence will fall to the lip. And now we have GCR, last man alive at a 5-on-1. Where's he going to come from? Looks like fireplace stairs. GZN comes in loud and clear, picks up that MP7 kill.
GCN kills GCR, look at that. But yeah, so despite the mistake with that Mira, and oh boy, that was something, it really didn't matter because INTZ, hey, so Bloodbath, what was the strategy that NoX utilized on that first round? Was it vaulting in through one little window?
It was vaulting in through one little window.
What did INTZ just do on this next round? It was running in through one little wall. This is, from both of these teams, we've seen the same exact strategy on different parts of the map. Everybody quick, press Shift and W in through this one thing, and it was staggered.
I have a feeling that people, that teams, the current meta right now is being blinded by the flashiness of Yin.
I actually heard somebody have a conversation about that once.
And that people are saying, okay, we have to use it. How do we use it? They take a glance, okay, let's smoke and plant. They see it as very easy.
Yeah.
And I think it needs its time to develop because it's not as simple as smoke, flash, plant. It's not that simple.
Yeah.
This is the Pro League. It has to be a little bit more sophisticated, and we are not seeing that from either of these two teams.
Yeah, a little disappointing, and as a result, we'll have 2 defense wins in a row, and but not necessarily by virtue of the defense itself. And that's also, again, usually you want when you get a round win, it's more interesting when it's as a result of the team that wins rather than as a result of the team that loses. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, I know, but actually not moving on. Touching back, the whole Ying meta thing that I had a conversation with a couple pros about that a while back, where it was like, yeah, Ying reinforces the meta of not being able to see anything, and that's basically what she brings to the field. You can't see anything, guys. She puts up a veil. That's about it. But it's really efficient veil at times if used correctly. Anyway, so moving on. The basement hold coming out from INTZ here. They are going to be investing very heavily in their upstairs roam. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Rainbow Six, yes, those are iron sights. Yeah, no, he's not using a scope. Yeah, that is the MP7. Aren't they beautiful? We are having pressure from NoX almost entirely on the north side of the building, which is going to be leading up, well, obviously, it's going to be a wine cellar attack. And you can see here, the Buck is in trophy room. What he's going to be doing is trying to hold off these two roamers upstairs, preventing them from late flanking when the rest of the attackers start opening up that wine cellar wall and wine cellar closet.
Now, with the droning we've seen from NoX as well as INTZ throughout the past 2 rounds, I was going to say FK tucked away inside of that main fireplace cubby or little corner. He might have stayed hit. He could have been undetected for the time being, but it looks as though I think he might have moved off of that position. NoX is going to be pushing in from the large garage as well as kitchen stairs externally. GZN's already upstairs trying to open up the wall here. Nade's going to come on in, and Silence will likely be blown to bits, and there it is. GZN now going to take another look here towards Fireplace, wait for a flank to come on through, and that's where FK is going to be. GZN's going to win this shot. No, he's going to miss his target. FK is able to re-engage here momentarily. Here come the shots still flying on through. FK's realizing that he doesn't want to take that challenge too much.
Oh, is he going to get another one? Oh, it would have been another kill, but he came off it.
He's gonna. Oh, he's still waiting for it. FK
he needs
has
a
been
teammate
thrown out.
here.
There it is.
Oh,
wonderful headshot by GZN, and now that's gonna be another kill for him. 2 men down, 3 to go for the defenders here of INTZ Esports.
GZN putting in a heck of a lot of work on that drop down, holding his own flank and nading somebody off the mirror window. He missed the second nade. That is unfortunate, but he's already gotten plenty of work done.
You can see the pre-fire. He knows that one is still likely to be roaming around. It's GCR, who he actually took out at the end of the last round. So let's see if that little duo ship comes back towards it. 20 seconds to go. You've got 5 members from NoX Gaming and 3 from INTZ still alive. It looks as though that's going to go a little bit closer to a 4-on-3, 4-on-2 now with Len and Ninja. Now Len's going to be the last man alive, a 1-on-4. Len's got a shotgun in hand as he peeks on out. He gets picked on out, and that's going to be Hugzord picking up the final kill of the round. NoX Gaming will win round number 3.
Excellent shot there. And a good attack overall from NoX. NoX really showing up in this match more than I was expecting, and that is awesome to see. I think we're going to get another long one. It'll be a good match, ladies and gentlemen. Now, that was the first successful attack, and that's important to note, as it seemed like... I mean, obviously, it was kind of the fault of both teams, but it was pretty defensive-sided in the earlier 2 rounds. Now we're gonna have trophy defended yet again from NoX, I believe that is. And yeah, no, it is gonna be trophy defended from NoX as they were successful in defending the basement, is what happened. And I want to see how they do it, because what we were seeing from INTZ was again that upstairs investment, which didn't ultimately accomplish anything, because interestingly, NoX didn't attack anything in the upstairs. Last time, or when they were attacking this bomb site, they were they just went into the B window. So if INTZ is investing in the, if NoX is investing in the top floor, as long as I guess there's not another B window attack from the opposite team this time, it'll probably be useful. Somewhat interesting that there's actually a Mira here. The fact that there's a Mira on a trophy hold leads me to believe that, yeah, they're going to be putting those Miras upstairs. The reason is basically the mirror windows aren't overly useful in the actual bomb site and trophy. The only place you can really put it where it's going to help you at all, if you think about it, is kind of just inside trophy facing towards West Lobby, but that really isn't helpful, to be honest.
Yeah,
it doesn't help change anything.
You don't want to open up. You don't want to put a mirror window inside a trophy facing the kitchen lobby.
Because
then
then
the fact that it will get opened up, whether from below, from a
drone,
Twitch drone, whatever
yeah.
it may be, and then you cannot sit there.
Yeah, and that's the only real spot to hold trophies. So, I mean, it's apart from just like holding it from other rooms like fireplace or all the way from dining. But you know, it basically is. Yeah, it would be a bad mirror window.
Now we do have one mirror window that has been. Both have been opened up there by FK's Twitch drone, and we are going to see them fall off of that top floor here momentarily. GZN already worked his way down towards the back stairs. Hugezord still trying to stay up. A good drone placement, though, by Ninja.
Really easily kill this mirror right now if somebody just shoots through the window. I'm not sure why this isn't being capitalized on. Okay. Well, more information gathering coming out from INTZ. They do have control over the majority of the top floor, albeit not library, and they haven't actually gone in because they are taking their time nice and slow to assure themselves they have all the control they want, or they need.
There's the flashbang going in,
He
and we are going to have
hasn't
Ninja underneath, still trying to look to pick up Leipzord. Little by little, it's where Leipzord's just trying to move. There's only a little bit of hole opened up. So from there, now Leipzord will get spotted out yet again. This is just... Leipzord's playing this very cautiously. He knows that he's been droned out numerous times. He's going back and forth, killing all the drones. He's got to be careful of the window, got to be careful of the floor underneath, got to be careful of the drone hole at the left side of the window. So now Leipzord's going to go for this push. He actually takes him on down. Wonderful headshot there on a GCR.
How?
Looking in through the kitchen window with silence, I think.
Yeah, he walks away without taking any damage, and Ninja gets another kill there, putting it onto a 4-on-4. Again, they have that top floor control. They're looking to use it. They still have to worry about GZN, though, who's coming in from the library side.
What we're going to see here with 2 smoke grenades and 3 candelas are going to be some candelas going into kitchen, as well as the smoke grenades are going to go out in towards trophy, and Lend is going to do all the work here momentarily. A couple more shots going in. They now know that one's right there on top of the corner drop hatch. He's actually going to fall on through. He's now going to be challenged, and there it goes. Mirror with his back to him will pick up the kill. A 3-2K here as King finishes off FK. It's now all up to Silence. 10 health and a dream, and he will bite a couple bullets from Ella. Hugezord picks up again the final kill of the round.
Hey, Blood, what's the fascination with the B window?
It's one of 2 ways into trophy. I don't...
I mean, this is the other team. You know, this is INTZ and NoX now have both executed let's stack up on B window and vault in 1-by-1 strategy. Obviously, I like the way that INTZ did it slightly more because they actually invested in that top floor, and that's really respectable. Great, they're trying to utilize the presence that they can very easily exert. However, it all came back to let's vault in through the B window, and ultimately that's going to cost you a round.
You cannot play... basically chain jump through the window. You cannot chain jump through the window and expect to win. You cannot bunch up on the window.
You can do it, right? You can, and we've seen it done successfully, but the only context I think that it really works is if you somehow get really freaking lucky, you rush it from spawn, and the defenders aren't paying attention when you're vaulting in.
The only time I remember seeing a Congo line work when it goes into the window of trophy was a very quick rush. I think it was
Elevate?
By one, yeah, some team last season or
I think
season
it was,
1.
I'm pretty sure it was Elevate.
But they got in, they got control of trophy, and then they lost the round. They got the plant there, but there was a clutch, and they lost the round.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've seen it done successfully before. I think like it might be pretty far in the past, but it was done successfully in Pro League. I know as much, but again, that the context in which it's done successfully is exclusively in the manner of straight rush, right? When you're just kind of like lingering outside the window, waiting for the defenders to peek you, which they're not going to do, and then even if they do, in that last round, the defender peeking actually got the kill on the players outside the B window. That's just, it's too much risk. Too much risk. It's placing all your eggs in one basket, and it's I don't think it's a good strategy. I have to go ahead and say it outright. But now, regardless, is going to be INTZ on the defense. They are going to be in trophy, and look at this, ladies and gentlemen. NoX are not going to be attacking through the B window. They are actually going to be going for that top floor control, which is awesome.
Yeah, they're taking over library right now.
Let's see if they can start making this work. Starting with library is a good way to handle things.
I would like to see a team try to tweak the bittersweet hold of the top 4 site. And what I mean by that,
They were doing the ladder
last
thing.
season, they had a shield, I think, on the L, and then they were watching the ladder patio from the bush at the top of kitchen stairs.
On the L?
Yeah, the bush on L. They were using that looking over the fireplace through the patio where the ladder is, and that's how they were holding that coverage.
Yeah, I remember that bit. I mean, just in general, it was a ladder hold strat, which is interesting.
I'd like to see some teams try to work that in because I felt it was viable.
It
just
was,
needed a little bit better execution.
No, you're definitely right. It's a viable strategy. Okay, so Silence leaves his back open to GZN and gets a nice, easy free kill.
Yeah, that was supposed to be FK's coverage. Unfortunately, he got distracted by the balcony of, I think that was King out on the balcony. However, he does make way and grabs 1 kill before getting a couple bullets in the back by the open mirror window. And Hugzord coming in loud and hard with 2 kills, taking out Ninja, and I believe that was Silence.
Good job there.
We got
for
FK and Len, last 2 alive here.
Yeah, a couple little mistakes there, and this is, I mean, there's only 30 seconds or 35 seconds to go, but this is one of the reasons why investing in that top floor is actually usually frowned upon, because as you can see, all that NoX really had to do was just come from library side.
Yep, and now Saya's going to spot out FK, drop him down for the count. Len's going to be the last one alive. He's going to be inside of the trophy room. He takes down 1. He's got 3 more to go. They're going to drop outside of kitchen, and there's going to be a nice kill from Saya, landing it onto Len, and round 5 will go to NoX.
4-1 match point. That is, I believe, that's the scoreline. And that is a very impressive one. Definitely not what we were predicting, not what I was expecting, and I like this revision of NoX. They are a completely different team from what we've seen from in the past, and that's awesome. This is great to see. I was hoping for it, wasn't expecting it though, and it is a pleasant surprise. That last execution there was great. They read into the fact that INTZ was investing so heavily upstairs, which again, usually isn't very easy to hold. And what they did because of that read was, okay, well, we'll just come from library, as they're not really holding their library side of things. Like you said, FK, it was his job to do it, but he got distracted, and as a result, it was super, super free for NoX to just take the top floor, get 2 kills doing it, in fact, 3, and then, at 5 versus 2, it's not really that hard to collapse onto the bomb site.
I think a way to make it a little bit, we'll call it safer for the Mira playing so that she can cover her back a little bit even if FK gets distracted, is to bring a shield instead of a C4. Put that shield, put it at a crouch level, put the mirror window at a crouch level, play from that stance as opposed to playing at a stand-up head level.
I mean, I agree. I think that would be one thing to at least aid it a little bit. But honestly, I would say don't commit to it. Just don't commit to that upstairs hold. I don't know why. INTZ has been doing it for the longest time. I seem to remember them doing this quite a lot, and I'm not sure why they haven't learned to not do it anymore, because it almost is never successful. It's just the times where an upstairs hold like that on Chalet is for trophy room defense is successful are the times where the investment is not in manpower but just the utility, the reinforcements, maybe even some mirror windows, maybe some castle barricades, but never manpower. When you invest that manpower, it definitely does. It almost never works, because it usually just results in the attackers clearing the roamers and getting more kills than they normally would doing it. Silence with a good good frag there to start us off onto Hugzord. So looks like INTZ doesn't want to give up just yet.
No, they're not ready. King is going to hold on to this ladder. You cannot get up to this library balcony unless you climb up the ladder, which is where King is peeking it out from.
Yeah, so what we were talking about earlier, the ladder strategy, which is, we haven't seen it used a lot in the Pro League, but Bittersweet is one of the teams that has. Bittersweet's known as Most Wanted now, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yes, Bittersweet is known as Most Wanted.
So it looks like we might see, as this is a bar gaming room hold, which I haven't talked about that yet. But yeah, bar gaming room hold, a little bit different than what we're used to seeing. A nice kill there from King onto GCR, so evening out that scoreline. But bar is slightly different, but it's still really, I think, a very good bomb site to hold. It's definitely undervalued by a lot of teams because it's far out of the meta. But it's the sort of thing that's far out of the meta that actually works 9 times out. It works a lot. King with a nice kill also onto FK. That's a double kill for him so far in this round. It looks like we might actually see a 5-1 in favor of NoX. This is
We very well might.
very impressive.
King's going to be on the back stairwell, going up towards library. Now, again, this had to be held down by, I think it was GZN earlier. Someone was up here trying to hold this down. I forget exactly who it was. King. He actually got off of it. Now we did see Ninja get up onto the balcony. He's going to take out King on the windowsill. Wonderful pickup there. A 3-on-3, 45 seconds to go. GZN is sneaking his way in here very nice and quietly. Taking a look, spots Ninja, misses his shot, but finally gets him on down. I don't know if he's going to be aggressive and go for this peak. He will grab it. The plan, however, has gone down, and it looks as though last man alive is going to be Lenny's right there. Can he get shot going through the window? GZN is there. He's going to get the kill, and that's going to be NoX Gaming successfully holding down this bar and gaming room and taking this first map in this best-of-3 series 5-1.
An impressive showing there from NoX. Definitely a dominant victory. No question there. INTZ didn't seem to know what was going on the whole time. NoX was ready to put forth. I really do like this new NoX. I hope they can continue their success moving forward in this series, and we'll see. On that last round, again, the bar gaming room, a lot of people say, oh, it's a bad bomb site because it's exposed, right, to the outside, very much so. There's two windows and a door you can get on just by breaking them and walking in. But if the attackers are, if the defenders can deny library control for long enough, and they can deny the actual diffuse plant from above, and then if they can get off of that library control later in the round, like they had, and utilize that vertical control to their favor, then by retaking, then which is exactly what we saw, then it's a great bomb site.
I really liked how with NoX Gaming and their victory there, we saw GZN and King at the top of the leaderboard, at the top of the scoreboard there. That just goes to show that those two additions to the team really, I think,
rounded out.
They rounded it out. They were the correct choices. And kind of like we talked about earlier, it allowed the team to start focusing on team coordination as opposed to let's just support Sexy King.
And you have to imagine that they have been as a team working on this for a roster. Like this roster change happened a while ago, I'm pretty sure. So as they got knocked out of the season really early, like they had a lot of time to think about stuff like this. Last season, that is. And I have to imagine that they've put in quite a lot of work since then, and that they are definitely going to be like in a place where they, unlike what we were seeing from Excellence. Yesterday, which was because Excellence, they made that roster change like a week prior to the match. There was not enough practice, just not enough practice, not enough synergy built up there for that team. NoX is not going to have that problem, and it's showing through here. Now, the question is, was it just the case of them being really enjoying Chalet? Yes, there's the newer guys, and they clearly are very much fitting into the team. But was it just Chalet, or will they be able to continue that on to Consulate, I believe is the second map?
We'll have to wait and see. So, again, our second map is going to be Consulate. We'll get into that momentarily. Thinking about, we talked about roster changes. NoX Gaming had 2 roster changes. They're seemingly very well synergetic. INTZ Esports, I feel like they should be having that synergy the entire time.
Yeah.
They seem to be...
Because they haven't made any roster changes. Yeah. It's the same team. It is really confusing. We're just going to load into the map, Consulate, ladies and gentlemen, real quick, and we'll see who manages to win out on the second one if we get to that third map, which is going to be Border if we do, or if it's going to be a 2-0 in favor of NoX, which would be, again, also very impressive. But yeah, on that note, I am also, like you, I'm surprised. I really did think that the fact that INTZ has been playing with the people that they've been playing with for how long? Two and a half seasons, I think.
I don't recall their play in year 2, season 1. But I do know that this is the same roster from year 2, season 2.
Well, because I think they came out of the Challenger League from year 2, season 1.
I feel as though they did.
And then they got into season 2 via the Challenger League. That's how they did it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was their path. But they've been playing with the same guys. I don't think they've made many roster changes at all. So, you know, these are a group of guys that are obviously friends. I mean, no team stays together that long unless there's either copious amounts of money on the line or they're good friends. And as a result, I'm again a little flabbergasted that they struggled so much with NoX on the last map. But who knows? Maybe it's just again this is totally possible. It could have just been Chalet. Chalet said, you know, this is the map symptom. It happens sometimes where a particular team is just so much more proficient at the map that the two teams are playing, and that it really doesn't matter what you do, counter stratting or anything. You're gonna win outright.
So here we are now. Basement site is where the bomb's going to be to start. However, we do have quite a bit of, we'll call it roam game. There are 4 players, 4 or 5 players either on the first or second floor of this map at the moment. 3 on the very top.
Yeah, and much like what we were seeing in the previous match today, the bomb site on the basement is the favored one.
Saya's going to get up here on the balcony of the projector room top floor.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are aware of the delay, and just in case you guys were wondering, but there's unfortunately not much we can do about it right now.
Looks like Garage going to get opened up here in a moment by Leipzord. FK is going to be throwing out one more of his Legion traps, but GZN spotted it out. Nade's going to come in. Will it get? And there it goes. That's a Kobe through the window, and FK will fall to the shrapnel.
What an excellent nade. The mirror window gets opened up by a Twitch drone. Well done there to Hugzord. Good coordination here for NoX overall. They're really working on these roamers, and that's the right way to do it. I mean, we saw Encore lose on Consulate. Sorry, not Encore. We saw Fontt lose a couple rounds on Consulate because they neglected the roamers. They did end up winning the map in the end, but you know they did lose because they neglected the roamers. And here you can see that NoX is taking them very seriously, investing a lot of the time of the round and a lot of their utility in dealing with said roamers. Successful in killing one of them, and the other one has been forced off.
We see that upside down rappel happening from outside of the piano room. And there we have it. Both garage walls will successfully get opened up here. A silencer on the 5.56.
Yeah,
Not something we typically see.
You know, I've been seeing a lot of silencers in this match from a lot of different people. It is odd, but if it works, you know. And these guys definitely do make it work. That's why they're here. Surprised we haven't seen more kills coming in for the attackers so far in this match or in this round. They've got a lot of their avenues open, and these defenders are very sporadic. They're moving around a lot, exposing themselves. I guess there's just a couple too many missed shots.
There are 25 seconds on the board. GCR as well is going to be working his way from the circle staircase, working his way, moving in. We are going to have King, though, gets the sniper shot onto Ninja. GCR grabs a refrag onto GCN. Hugzord and Lipzord able to get GCR and Len down for the count. Now the diffuser has been planted. It is all up to Silence in a 4-on-1. Unfortunately, he is 1 floor up. He's going to have to drop, and he will be taken out by Saya. Wonderful bearing 9 kill there.
Good job there for NoX on that attack. It seems like the dominance that NoX showed on the previous map is continuing on through here on the second one. This team is nothing like we've seen them in the past. And I really like this. Is a reminiscent slightly of G-Bots. Remember G-Bots? G-Bots in Europe, they always had problems showing up in year one. You know, they played through the whole thing, but they just really couldn't push it forward enough to make it to that LAN event. Yep. And then they make it to year two, season one, and they made it to the semifinals, all the way to the semifinals, and they performed admirably in that season. And it was just a case, they didn't even make that many roster. I don't think they made any roster changes. They just they felt good in that season.
It looks was like their time to shine.
Yeah, and it might be the case for NoX Gaming here. This might be their time to shine. Their time to be that one domineering team that pushes through the group stages and makes it to that final. And in fact, actually, if they do make it to the finals, it would be in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and they'd be in hometown, so to speak, which is really cool.
That is going to be a LAN event to go to.
Oh yeah, it's going to be one to remember. So NoX Gaming also defending the basement, but investing very heavily in the top floor, as you could tell. Leipzord somehow took 50 damage. Not sure how that happened, but is unfortunate. One of the upsides of playing a 3 armor is that you don't die obviously don't die nearly as fast as long as they don't get the headshot, and that is effectively negated now that he's on half HP. So he doesn't have anything going for him. Not speed, not armor, not HP. It's just a bad story. And more damage onto Leipzord. I think he took one of those bullets through the... I might be tripping, but I think he took one of those bullets as he was moving to the bathroom.
He is going to fall down from bathroom, giving that up, but it looks as though GZN will be there to hold on to it. Garage is going to get opened up as well, and it looks as though C4 might get tossed out. Bye-bye, Thermite, he says.
So, despite the low HP, he is definitely proving effective in this round so far, and that is very good, at least for NoX. Terrible, terrible for INTZ, as that puts them now without a thermite. Even though they've opened up panel number 1, they didn't get panel number 3 open, which means that they are going to have to deal with a hard 90 angle when they enter into the bomb site, and there's a lot more potential for NoX to actually play off said angle, especially like from the yellow stairs as well. That'd be a really good spot that they can utilize here.
Yeah, I mean, I would expect to see if they are worried about that hard angle, I would expect to see the Ying tossed in a Candela.
Yeah, well, there's a Candela and a Ying, but unfortunately, it didn't work out the way they were expecting it to. It did get traded back. Leipzord is finally taken off the board. By the way, just want to say, good job, Leipzord. You know, half HP from the get-go, and you still managed to definitely put your team in a great spot, doing your job and then some.
There it is. Now FK will take the headshot down on the Hugzord. A 3-on-2 now with Saya going down by FK. Wonderful job by the Hibana. Trying to look for that Yokai. Gets rid of it, but does get disoriented in the process. And now they're going to move on over to get the plant down by the van. Silence here up on the kitchen wall. GCR still waiting for the flank around on the yellow stairs. You do have King back by, I believe that is the water fountain. No, he's inside of the office, the middle office there. Yokai finally gets disoriented. GCR has navigated outside of the yellow stairs. GZN, however, is now going to try to use these openings inside of the floor to look where Silence is. King will fall, and GZN will likely not clutch this one. A 3-on-1 now. He's going to have to drop in through here. Not too much time to spoil around, especially with 3 attackers.
Yeah, he doesn't have time to kill all 3 of them and defuse. It's over.
There it is.
Nice
Silence
shot.
peeks on up. Wonderful angle, wonderful shot, and that is going to be INTZ Gaming securing round number 2.
Good job there to INTZ. Not going to be pushed around as nearly as much as they had been on the previous map, it seems, and they will finally get themselves on the board, although they have to be discouraged. That's their only 2nd round win of 2 maps, so they need a little bit more. They need to push this forward into a significant lead in order to get it to map number 3. I'm sure they're capable of doing just that. They will now be going. So what happened? Oh, by the way, on the note of that last round, is despite losing their thermite early on, they did manage to refrag on the guy in the back of white, and once that guy was taken care of, unfortunately, and this is really peculiar, there weren't very many people, there wasn't any manpower apart from Leipzord inside the garage. They made rotations in, but they were extremely slow, and they were just honestly too late, because at that point, INTZ had already taken control of the main garage. So, yeah, just a little bit not really investing the right not investing manpower correctly there by NoX, and I think part of it you can attribute to the fact that they're not accounting for their echo. So they're thinking to themselves, all right, we need a flank hold and we need an echo to use his echo drone to stop the defuse plan. But they didn't have any guns to stop the control. So they needed to have both of those things, and unfortunately they just couldn't. Not enough people on the board. Also, plus they were trying to roam as well, so.
There's a little bit of a spawn peek going out towards the police line where Leipzord spawned, but I think GCR might have pulled off of it.
Yeah, he's just kind of lingering in the top floor, trying to delay as much as possible. He'll be that guy who gives warning to lend before the defenders actually, or the attackers actually get there. There's actually 3 roamers right now, so if NoX decided to just kind of walk into the bomb site, they could do that really easily.
Yeah, especially if they did a quick rush from Pisa down to the server and then push it towards kitchen.
I mean, okay, so even if you like rush into the bandit right now on yellow stairs, who's holding that angle, and you lose 2 people but get the refrag, then you lose another person, but you still kill the Mira, so you lose 3 for 2. Let's say you lose 3 for 2 entering into yellow stairs. You still have full control over the bomb site with those last 2 people, and the other 3 defenders are going to have trouble retaking. Of course, that's not going to happen. That's all an imaginary scenario, of course, because NoX is not omniscient, and they do not know that there are only 2 defenders on the bomb site. Although arguably, one of the defenders does have a very easy access back into it, in that he's playing in the bathroom and has a...
GCR going out. Oh, and a Claymore will pop him off.
Predicted.
Goodbye, he's going to say, and that's going to be good night. So a 4-on-5 now, minute 30 to go.
So that was a silenced Moss that you just heard there, a little bit delayed. That is the silence of Voss that I was talking about earlier, that we were mentioning earlier. It's like there's a lot of silencers in this matchup, and it is peculiar, but also interesting to see. One thing about the silencers that a lot of people actually don't know is that it completely eliminates your tracers. And you saw there, like, the Twitch was shooting at the smoke in the bathroom, but you couldn't see where the bullets were coming from. which I think is actually sometimes really, really useful.
We are going to have the garage wall get opened up successfully here. Leipzig are going to be the one to do that. Holds on to diffuser. Gas grenade goes out. 55 seconds to go, and GZN is going to be in charge of trying to open up more of this piano floor and get it from a distance. Hugzord needs to work in tandem with him to try to clear out the bathroom hold. FK is going to be inside of the corner.
Oh, the timing.
Ooh, look at this. Look at this. The double floor hold. He's able to see all the way down, and I don't know if those holes were made by FK or someone else on his team, or if these were holes by Buck from GZN.
Honestly, it's beside the point. He's got the coverage. That's the important thing.
The one little flaw is that you cannot look exactly straight down.
Yeah.
But FK does pick off one as he drops on through the hatch, looking for Leipzig. The plant does go down, and FK cannot find it. He will be injured in the process. Silence, though, looking like he picks up Leipzig. He's got to look above now. There's 2 members left. It's a 2-on-2. Ninja, 1 health and a dream. Sees Hugzord, goes for the kill, but misses the target. And unfortunately, Hugzord doesn't really have the ability to move. There's the C4 getting tossed out. Does minor damage to him. Not enough to make him go on out. And unfortunately, Ninja just cannot get this. He's got to get the kill, though, because he's the last man alive now, a 1-on-1. And we are going to see King spot him out, and just his one shot is all it takes.
Yeah, he actually barely even he doesn't have time to defuse anymore. It's over. One
little shot, and we are going to see round number 3 go to NoX Gaming.
That was a nice shot indeed. But unfortunately, again, there was not enough to defuse after he got the kill, and that's it. That's all she wrote. So nice job there from NoX Gaming, putting it on 2-1. So what happened in that round? What happened? Well, INTZ got a little bit too... They got a little confused, I think, with how they were actually going to conduct themselves. They didn't go for a hard roam clear, and I feel like that might have been like the right plan, given that there were so many roamers coming out from NoX Gaming. They did try to utilize that vertical control by taking control over, well, by opening up piano. But again, if you're going to expose yourself to that flank, you need to actually clear out the rest of the building, and they just didn't do that. So that flank ended up actually costing them that flank almost ended up costing them the round, but it didn't quite just. It was a good attack from NoX too, is something you have to remember. The fact that they knew that, well, they did read a little bit that there were so many roamers, and they were like, okay, well, we're just going to open up the garage wall. We're going to go ahead and walk on it and plant. And they just planted under smoke cover. It was as simple as that. So despite not clearing out the roamers, they still managed to get a nice attack in. Anyway, moving on to this round here. We do have NoX going under the basement defense yet again. They are going to be roaming very... Actually, is this the basement defense or is this the main lobby? No, it's the basement.
Yep, downstairs in the basement.
They are very invested in the top floor right now. In fact, yearly, so it's a lot.
3-2.
Well, back and forth a bit right now, but either way, a lot of investment upstairs.
I don't know if there's anyone downstairs.
There is, yeah. I think there's one. Yeah, there's Leipzig. Leipzig and M King. Sal's is gonna take out Seiya. That's a good start. I think that, yeah, that was accidental. He was shooting through a window. He was just trying to open it up. Oh, poor Seiya.
Now here it is. Garage walls will get opened up. Last time I think Ninja bit a couple, bit some shrapnel by the C4, but this time around he's gonna survive.
Yeah, not nearly as aggressive being this time. Leipzig is. I mean, that's right, because you could see there that INTZ was very much ready for that aggression, ready to receive it. It seems to be pretty much entirely focused on just opening up the garage and going and planting, which, you know, to be fair, completely worked for them last time.
Silence is going to try to cover the kitchen hole in the wall right there. As Lend goes in, tossing in some smoke and Candelas. He's going to go for the plant here with plenty of time, over half the round to go, and plant looking like it might go down here in the next 10 seconds.
GZN actually managed to stop the plant because here you go, the roamers not being cleared out. INTZ needs to spend more time on that. They still have the time though, and GCR is going to take out Hugzord. That's one of the 2 roamers. Now it's all down to GZN. He needs to hold control of piano for at least another 30 seconds.
He's going to try to do it here. He's managed to get into the bathroom where he has coverage of the wall. However, GCR gets the Ash and takes down King. That's going to be the Yokai out of commission now. Leipzord is able to get the refract into FK, a 3-on-2 with Leipzord and GZN, last two alive. GZN was last seen in the bathroom right above Leipzord. So if Leipzord gets into a little bit too much trouble, he can call for the drop of GZ. GCR is going to be on top of the yellow stairs, working his way down as GZN's now managing to get on over there. The diffuser is in the hands of Ying. That is Len at the back of the van.
Jaeger's got to get back to the bomb site and assist his teammate. Unfortunately, he's not really doing much dancing with GCR here.
There's the plan. It's going on down. Can he come on a swing on over? Grabs one kill. Can he grab another there on the Ninja? It's looking like he's trying to go for it. 2-on-2, 2-on-1. GZ ain't gonna be the last man alive, but Ninja says no. Grabs that kill from outside of garage, and INTZ gonna secure round number 4.
That was really unfortunate there. GZN just not putting in enough work with his teammate, letting Leipzord solo against 3 people from the back of white. You could tell there he was frustrated. He was trying to get some sort of influence on the round. It was just completely incapable of doing so.
As soon as GZN got droned out in the hallway of that yellow stairs by the piano, I think he should have backtracked, gone down circle stairs right away and regrouped.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking too, is like, he just needed to help his teammate on the bomb site. Because Leipzord, he did a really good job. And he could have actually gotten 2 people there.
Yep.
Pretty easily, he could have taken out that thermite. It's fortunate that he didn't, but that's beside the point. Because if Jaeger had been there to support him, that Ash wouldn't have been able to come around from behind Leipzord. And Leipzord would have been able to easily like re-peek around the front of white. Well, he'd still be alive. It's unfortunate. You know, it happens. Miscommunications are a thing, ladies and gentlemen. But there it is. Now 2-2, the score is evening out on this map, second map of this series. Now, of course, all the pressure is right now on INTZ, as NoX was successful in their first map, but nobody really wants to bring it to map number 3. No team is thinking to themselves, all right, let's do map number 3. So equal pressure could be attributed to NoX Gaming as well. They are going to be bringing a Bandit, which again is arguably not that useful right in the current meta, especially considering they're also bringing a mute. They really clearly want to kill those drones, which is interesting. I suppose you could consider it like to be a specific direct strat, but it's just I don't know. I don't know if it's the right investment. I mean, again, Jaeger is oh so useful in the current meta. I mean, with freaking Ying, you got smokes and candelas. That's a lot to be caught. And the lack of him right now is just going to be limiting this team.
Yeah,
but
I honestly thought that Jaeger, with the introduction of Ying, would become one of the most picked operators.
Well, of course, there's the ACOG removal, but I think, honestly, to me, that's not a big deal.
A lot of people have told me that's not a big deal because they don't spawn peek much anymore.
Yep.
And therefore, you still want to play those close angles. You still want to have that flexibility to flick if you need to.
Well, another thing is the lighting change basically renders the lack of an ACOG like not even that big. I mainly play with hollows or reflexes these days. Like I don't even play with ACOG all that much because I can see clearly now. The mist has gone. There's no longer a sun blinding my eyes constantly when I'm looking, not just outside, but just everywhere. I'm either blind or I can't see the darkness. That doesn't happen anymore.
Now, Leipzord is going to get the garage wall opened up yet again. These seem to be repetitive attacks. We aren't seeing a change-up of let's push in through server, let's go in through kitchen, hallway, and all that, which I think is somewhat of a good thing. We talk constantly about how it's just a 2-avenue lane, and it's not necessarily always a beneficial way to take the site.
Yeah. No, I do like the way that they're trying to attack this. It's very old meta, and like you said, it's repetitive. This is the same way that INTZ attacked, basically, in the last round. But at the same time, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, I have to say. NoX are very slowly encroaching on the positions upstairs, and Lend is going to start things off well for his team by taking out one of those attackers who are slowly pushing in.
Yep, so Hugh, Jordan, King both going to take out FK, and Len turning into a 4-on-3 now. Saya, unfortunately, that's where the Hibana on the attacker's side was the first killed off in the round.
Only 17 seconds, though.
Here come the smoke grenades going in through. Looks as though King still trying to hold on. Look for wonderful shot there. C4 comes out from Ninja, but it's not enough to do all the work, and GZN will take home the final kill. NoX Gaming goes up in this second map here.
Excellent coordination there from NoX Gaming. Wow, he is excited. Excellent coordination on that attack there for NoX Gaming. Really did cover all the angles. You could see there that that Glaz, despite the fact that it was like a couple seconds left on the clock, he knew his one job was to hold the angle on top of White Stairs and deny the bandit peeking over there to shoot his teammates. And because he did that, he managed to he played one particular role in the round to win for his team. A lot of teams in the Pro League right now make the mistake of overlooking simple things like that. You'll have 5 players on any specific team, and I'm not going to name names, but you'll have 5 players on a team that all they want to do, each and every one of them, is get an ace. That's all they want to do, is they want to put in all the work for their whole team. They don't want to work with each other. They just want to kill the enemy players. They don't want to coordinate. And that's one of the cool things that we just saw NoX really emphasize, is coordination.
Yeah, they definitely seem to be on top of their game this season around, even with the, we'll call it the perceived lack of skill change, or the perceived skill change that was all with the lack of Sexy Cakes being on the team, but the addition of GZN and King.
You know, if NoX Gaming wins this matchup, then I wonder if Sexy Cake is going to be feeling a little bit like he made a mistake, given that his team lost their matchup. I mean, of course, it was against Fontt. And arguably, Fontt is probably, of the 4 teams we're watching play today, they're probably on the top of the list in terms of what most people would consider to be like the most proficient team. Yeah, the team to beat. INTZ isn't really on the same level as Fontt, I would argue. But at the same time, you know, it's winning and losing. It's ones and zeros, you know. It doesn't really, in the end, it doesn't matter who it is you won or lost to. You know, it's still, Encore did lose. And that's the important thing to remember.
So here we have it now. The diffuser, or the bomb site, is top 4. I think this is one of the first times we've seen a top 4 hold. And a lot of the defense is going to be pushed onto the admin hold. We're seeing here, I think that is going to be Leipzord inside of the kitchen.
Yeah, and admin's a very common. Whoa, what a shot there from FK. Good start to the round here. But yeah, admin's a very common attack, and as you can see, they're, well, so far been successful in this attack. And that they've taken out one of the defenders that's over by the admin side, and they have full control over it, whether they know it or not. They're starting to drone it out now. They're gonna start pushing on in and using that control.
Silent's gonna drone ahead for FK as he proceeds in towards Printer. Goes for a little bit of a pre-fire through the half wall, and unfortunately doesn't tag his target. But again, this is where INTZ is going to be pushing in from. They're going to go for an A plant. They're going to obviously take control of admin. They already have. They need to watch the flank from behind them inside of Visa.
This is a lot of time being stalled out right now for INTZ. They are being extremely cautious on this attack, and there's a C4 creeping up underneath them right now. That's really big for NoX. If they can get a successful C4 from below, that's going to put a lot of pressure onto INTZ.
Yeah, GZN's going to work his way over to underneath of the circle stairs, trying to get up as King pushes back the Visa stairs hold. Now, Ninja did rappel down into the balcony. I don't think King heard it, and if that's the case, King could be in for a rude awakening here. Ninja's going to be outside. He does have diffuser, so that's where the pusher, that's where the diffuser is going to hop in from, through the windowsill. FK picks up yet again another kill there, and as he looks on around, Ninja gets that kill. GCR as well. It's now all up to Saya inside of connector. He's got 5 to go, and it's looking like it won't necessarily be in his favor. Glenn, he's giving away his position. Glenn knows he's here, goes for the rush in, and GCR is there. He's going to grab a second one, but FK all the way on Visa's stairwell will take down the kill, and that's going to be INTZ Gaming securing this round. It's now going to be 3-3.
Yeah, it's too bad that it wasn't a 1v3. If it had been, I think that he might have walked away with that. It was a nice try there from Saya, and it is gonna, yeah, like I said, be 3-3. Constant back and forth rounds between these two teams. We are going to have top floor defense here from INTZ. On that last round, basically what it came down to was INTZ just pushed in very standardly from the admin office. And as they pushed in very standardly, NoX was challenging extremely long angles. I would argue too long, too unsafe levels of long angles that gave the advantage clearly to the repelling attackers. And then once the attackers had control of admin, it was a nice little collapse. A good job from INTZ picking off the defenders one by one as they came in through reception.
They have a very, we're pretty much on both sides of the board here, a very even spread of kills, meaning that no one's getting carried. Everyone's stepping up their game, ready to partake in the strategies.
Unlucky. And the even level or even amount of kills is represented also in the round count. You know, of course, 3-3. So that's about as even as it gets. No big surprises in this setup. No big surprises in the operator selection. You know, it's interesting that the operators that are seeing replacement by Legion and Ela, on almost every team today, we've been seeing Jaeger is one of the main people to have been replaced for a lot of teams. For Legion and Ela. And that, to me, was not what I was expecting.
A lot of people were also asking me and getting my opinion on would we see Ela more? Would we see Legion more? Would we see them together? I was more on the side of we would see both in the Pro League, but in their own sets of strategies. I didn't see them working together. I didn't.
Right.
I thought I'd see one or the other because the other operators are still a necessity. Jaeger is a necessity. Why we're not seeing him a lot, I don't know.
It is honestly baffling that we don't see more Jaeger because, I mean, you don't need. All right, we're defending. Where are we defending? Top floor right now. You don't need a bandit on the top floor. I'm gonna say it. You just do not. All right. And a Jaeger is so useful here. So freaking useful. I mean, how many nade kills have we seen in this map? In this match, we have seen plenty of nade kills. I'd say 3 or 4. Probably not that bad. That's probably an exaggeration, but we've seen quite a lot. And that aside, I mean, the smokes and the yings the Candelas have been extremely useful as well.
What? Possible another nade kill.
And it did. It put him on 1 HP.
Look at that, 1 HP.
And what would have happened if there was just a Jaeger right on his position? Nothing. Nothing would have happened. They're resetting him now, so he'll be up to 50, but still, that's a lot of damage that's just unnecessary. Doesn't need to happen because you're playing an operator that isn't necessarily, well, necessary.
There's a good kill there by Hugzord. King as well picks up a shot there on a Ninja from admin. There's 60 seconds to go. Plenty of time here for the attackers as they do push more onslaught onto the defenders. INTZ going to be here 3 on 4 now with Silence finally getting the first kill onto the attackers.
They got a lot to contest here, though. This is a very similar attack to INTZ's previous round, as NoX simply comes in from the admin office.
The good thing is they do have their bases covered. Len's going to be looking at the A door. You've got GCR looking down main hall, and I believe the last member is going to be Silence, who is in connector, looking out on the balcony. So they have their bases covered. The gas grenade needs to go out right now. It's going to be stopping a lot of the push here, but they cannot die, and there's going to be the first one. Silence gets taken on out there from the Visa stairwell. Hugzord picks up the kill now, a 2-on-4 still. They're holding off the 2 main corridors, which they're going to be pushing in from, although this is a pre-fire. This is a pre-fire spot. He's got to get out of the way, move on over. GCR looking like he might not get the kill. Len gets one. GCR, he does pick up one. Len as well. Shotgun comes on through, but Hugzord picks up the double kill. And we are going to see NoX Gaming secure this round 4-3. They go up by 1 now on to match point and series point.
Hugzord going huge for his team. Absolutely necessary there. Oh, well, there's not really much to talk about there. It was the same exact attack that we have seen, well, every other time that the top floor has been defended. Take control of the admin office, push in through the admin office in reception, take the A-bomb site. And there's not been much counter strategy coming from either team in holding that because all the attacks that have gone up there have been successful. What I'd like to see is more C4 going downstairs, like a lot more C4 going downstairs, maybe a Valkyrie and a Pulse. Both of the teams have been, I mean, we did see a little bit of that. We saw a Legion downstairs in that last round. We saw, I think it was a Valkyrie downstairs in the previous round. but they were hopefully unsuccessful in accomplishing anything. A Valkyrie Pulse combo could be extremely deadly with their 2C4s from below, and I'd like to see something, if not that, you know, something else, something more creative that I'm sure that they can come up with to actually counter the straight admin push. However, we might not even get that, as it is match point for NoX.
And with NoX, yes, they won the last round, but it looked very similar to the Congo line that we saw trying to funnel into the window of trophy on Chalet. You had 3 or 4 people just pushing into the A site.
Yeah, you're right. I do agree it was a bit of a conga line. The one difference is that it's super easy to cut off the defenders from A. But even that said, you're also right because they didn't do that. They didn't cut off
in A.
Yeah.
You had the connector.
He was sitting in A. Like there was no cutoff. It just
seems that
they got lucky.
They got lucky to some extent. They picked up on some opportunities, some missed opportunities from INTZ. But what needs to happen is they need to spread out a little bit more. I say a little bit more. They don't need to go to each corner of the map and work their way in.
Right.
But they do need to start spreading out a little bit more and surrounding the defenders.
Yeah, another thing is like the Glass was challenging reception, right? Reception is hard to push into because it's just a big open hallway with a tiny desk that you can shoot through, right? But Glass was pushing into reception, but it was way too late, and he could have easily taken that control and then started to flank around the rest of the defenders from reception using his smokes. It was just, he just did it too late, and because of that, the round was concluded pretty much extensively, or completely from the main A door. Like that was where all of the action happened, the main A door. So they had the potential to be spread out, they just didn't, they weren't quick enough, I suppose. Garage has been opened, and GCR is getting aggressive onto these yellow stairs. NoX might not even be aware of this.
There's no barbed wire on the stairs, so of course he's going to try to pressure this.
He could just walk down, but the Echo Drone did spot him out, so he's obviously not going to be able to do that anymore.
But I mean, he can back out. He got rid of it.
Yeah.
That's the good thing. That's the major thing, because that's going to be the biggest thing that will stop the plan from going down. You've only got one C4 that's going to be Leipzord. He's behind the white van.
And that's
the
a huge
only other
risk.
thing you might see, Hugo toss out one of the Ella trap, the Ella mines. But again,
I think he's roaming. Yeah, he's on the top floor. Like, it's not happening.
He's not in the position to do that.
Yeah.
Unless he's going to have the double floor hold and just look on down through, but that's a very tricky hold.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's possible. INTZ, I think, has the upper hand here, but they really need to start moving.
There's a nice frost kill from
Zaya. They're losing it.
King as well will pick up GCR. Now it's going to be a 2-on-5 as Len goes down. It's all to Ninja and FK. Ninja goes down. Now it's up to FK. Looks like NoX Gaming might come out on this on top in a 5-1. There's going to be the flawless round, the flawless victory from NoX Gaming. They're going to take map number 2 and take the series 2-0.
Excellent job there from NoX. A lot of mistakes by INTZ, all clustered into one little gap there. I honestly wonder what would have happened if Ash had just continued to press Shift W on those yellow stairs. I feel like that was an opportunity missed and wasted by that Ash. If you, as an Ash, manage to Shift W through yellow stairs, there's no barbed wire there, you get a couple kills, that wins the round. And you don't see it happen much anymore, but you miss all the shots you don't take. Good job to NoX Gaming with the swift 2-0, definitely proving that their new reformed roster and game style is up to snuff. And I have to say, thanks for proving me wrong. I really wanted that to happen. It is nice to see a new team kind of rise from the ashes.
I was really